What if I told you that the very struggle you worship is the reason you are trapped? What if the fight, the hustle, the endless effort is the cage that keeps you small? You have been conditioned to believe that pain equals progress. That success must be earned drop by drop. That love must be chased. That healing must be fought for. But listen carefully. That belief is the program that keeps you enslaved. And while you are busy grinding, an entire reality of ease, abundance, and alignment is slipping through your hands. Quantum manifestation does not wait for your sweat. It does not reward your sacrifice. It responds only to your frequency. And here lies the secret most will never accept. Because it is too simple, too effortless, too direct. Your mind resists ease because your ego craves validation through difficulty. If it is hard, it must be valuable. If it is easy, it must be fake. This is the lie that has been written into your nervous system since birth. But in quantum science, coherence is the law. When particles align, the smallest signal reshapes the field. When your thoughts, emotions, and actions move as one, you become unstoppable, not by force, but by clarity. Think about your greatest moments. The chance meeting that changed everything. The opportunity that appeared out of nowhere. The idea that struck you like lightning. You were not grinding then. You were open. You were resonating. You were in coherence. And now the field is asking you again. Will you drop the belief that struggle is sacred? Will you surrender to the simplicity of alignment? Because here is the truth. The longer you resist ease, the longer you delay your breakthrough. This is not tomorrow. This is not later. This is now. And your decision in this moment will decide everything. Pause. Take a breath. Feel the weight of those words. Because deep inside, you already know this. You have lived it. You have felt it in the moments you least expected. And yet, you ignore it. Why? Because the world trained you to doubt ease. Look at your life. How many times have you pushed and pushed only to end up more exhausted, more confused, more broken inside? How many times did you grind yourself down, believing that exhaustion was proof of progress? And when nothing changed, you blamed yourself. You told yourself you were not strong enough. You told yourself you did not deserve it yet. That maybe one day, if you sacrifice more, it will come. But let me tell you something that may shake you. The cycle is not proof of your weakness. It is proof of the program that keeps you locked in the endless loop of effort and failure. The unconscious pattern that whispers you must do more, earn more, fight more. It is not you. It is conditioning. Science proves it. Under chronic stress, your brain is flooded with beta waves. Your nervous system shifts into survival mode. Your body believes it is under threat. Focus disappears. Creativity shuts down. You cannot see possibility because all you can see is danger. This is why the harder you push, the further away your vision seems. Now imagine this. A woman in America, working 70 hours a week, barely sleeping, living on caffeine and fear. She thought hard work would save her. She thought sacrifice would make her worthy. Until her body broke. Until she could not move forward another step. And in that collapse, she discovered something powerful. She learned that true action does not come from force. It comes from alignment, from clarity, from coherence. She rebuilt her life not by doing more, but by embodying a different frequency. And when she shifted, everything shifted. So I ask you now, where are you in this story? Are you the one still grinding, still believing the lie? Or are you ready to step into the truth? Because right now, in this moment, you have a choice. Continue the loop or break free. You do not need to prove your worth through suffering. You do not need to sacrifice your peace to earn love, success, or healing. The universe does not speak the language of struggle. It speaks the language of vibration. And your vibration is shaped by coherence, not chaos. So, feel this urgency. Do not wait. Do not postpone. This is the moment you reclaim your power. This is the moment you decide that ease is not weakness, it is mastery. This is the moment you accept that alignment is not avoidance, it is creation. If this speaks to you, declare it now. Say it out loud. Write it in the comments. I am ready to change. I am ready to align. I am ready now. And as you say it, feel it. Let your body resonate with those words. Because this is not a game. This is not theory. This is your life. This is your chance. The loop of struggle has taken enough from you. Now is the time to step out. Now is the time to claim the coherence that was always yours. And as you do, remember this question that will carry us forward. Why have we been taught to worship sacrifice when true success is born in alignment? The answer is waiting. And it will change everything. We grew up in a world that told us success must be paid for with suffering. We grew up being taught that pain is proof. That struggle is noble. That sacrifice is the only road to achievement. But have you ever stopped and asked yourself, who decided this? Who planted this belief so deep in your mind that you never questioned it? Why do you still carry it, even when it keeps you stuck? You heard it from your parents. You heard it from your teachers. You heard it in every story that glorified the grind. Every lesson that praised the long nights, the lost sleep, the endless hours. It was never just advice. It was programming. And this program runs quietly in your nervous system. It whispers in your ear each time you try something new. It says, you are not enough yet. It says you must suffer more before you deserve the reward. And so you work harder. You push further. You break yourself down. But the finish line never arrives. How many times have you heard the phrase, no pain, no gain? How many times were you told, hard work always pays off? And how many times did you grind yourself into exhaustion, only to find the results slipping further away? The truth is this: you were never lazy. You were never broken. You were trapped inside a belief that was never yours to begin with. A belief passed down like an heirloom from family, from culture, from a society obsessed with struggle. Behavioral psychology has shown us something powerful. The core beliefs you absorbed in childhood shape the way you react today. If you learned that worth is earned only through pain, then every success you reach for will feel out of reach until you have suffered enough. And so you sabotage yourself without even knowing it. Not because you are weak, but because the program demands it. Let me tell you a story. A young man in America walked the halls of Harvard, brilliant, capable, but haunted by the thought, I am not good enough yet. He dropped out to start a company, and he failed. Again he tried, and again he failed. Not because his ideas were bad, not because he lacked talent, but because deep inside, he believed he did not deserve success until he had proven his suffering. So he worked harder. He burned himself out. He pushed until there was nothing left. Then something changed. He discovered the truth about belief. He realized that success was not about proving worth. It was about embodying worth. When he shifted his belief, when he decided that he was already enough, his actions changed. His energy changed, and his results transformed. From failure after failure, he built a company worth millions. Not because he suddenly worked harder, but because he finally broke free from the program. So I ask you now, what beliefs are still running your life? What hidden stories are still deciding your future before you even take a step? And more importantly, who gave them to you? Feel the weight of this question. Because if beliefs shape your reality, then every limitation you live under is a reflection of the belief you have accepted. But here is the secret most never hear. Beliefs can be rewritten. The program can be broken. And when it breaks, your reality changes with it. Imagine this clearly. Your entire life built on one root thought. That thought spreading into branches, into patterns, into habits, into choices. Until one day, you no longer remember that it was just a belief. You call it reality. But reality is only a mirror. And the mirror has been showing you the reflection of struggle because you were trained to worship struggle. Now, ask yourself this. If belief is the root, then what energy is feeding your life right now? Are you feeding your days with doubt? With fear? With the story that you must earn everything through pain? Or are you willing to plant something new? Because the moment you decide to challenge the old belief is the moment you step outside of the cage. The moment you say no to the program is the moment you reclaim your freedom. You do not need to prove yourself through suffering. You only need to align with the belief that you are already enough. So pause, reflect, and then act. Declare it right now. Write it in the comments. Tell the universe and tell yourself. What were you taught about success? What story have you carried all these years? And are you ready to let it go? Because every time you speak it, every time you see it, you weaken the program. And the weaker it becomes, the stronger you grow. Do not miss this chance. This is the moment. This is the turning point. And the question that will carry you forward is simple. If belief is the root, then what energy will you choose to nourish your life with now? Do you ever feel like you want to move forward, but something invisible is pulling you back? Do you ever feel like one part of you is screaming yes, while another part is whispering no? You dream of change, yet fear locks your feet to the ground. This is not weakness. This is not failure. This is inner conflict. This is the hidden fracture inside you. You want success, yet you fear disappointment. You want love, yet you fear rejection. You want freedom, yet you fear losing control. So you send out two signals at once, and those signals collide. They cancel each other. They create noise instead of power. Have you ever tuned a radio and only heard static? That is what your energy field sounds like when your mind and heart are out of sync. A signal, too, fragmented to reach the universe. Too broken to collapse into reality. Science has shown us this. At the HeartMath Institute, researchers discovered something called heart-brain coherence. When your brain and your heart move in harmony, your entire system flows. Stress vanishes. Focus sharpens. Your body finds balance. But when stress dominates, coherence disappears. Your heart and your brain fight each other. Your system fragments. Your signal weakens. And this is why your dreams feel so far away. Not because you do not deserve them. Not because you are not capable. But because the energy you send out is broken before it ever leaves you. Let me tell you a story. A young athlete in America trained harder than anyone else. Day after day, hour after hour, he was stronger than his competitors, faster, more disciplined. And yet, every time the pressure rose, he failed. Not because his body was weak, but because his mind was chaos. The stress, the fear, the pressure fractured his signal. He could not connect. Until one day, he discovered the power of coherence. He began a practice called heart-focused breathing. Simple, precise. He placed his attention on his heart, slowed his breath, and allowed his system to synchronize. For the first time, his heart and mind moved together. For the first time, his energy was whole. And everything changed. He went from defeat to victory, from breakdown to breakthrough. He became a champion, not by pushing harder, but by aligning deeper. Do you see it now? Your failures were never proof that you were unworthy. They were proof that your signal was fragmented. They were proof that you were sending out yes and no at the same time. And this is the secret. The universe does not respond to words. It does not respond to effort. It responds to frequency. And a fragmented frequency cannot build reality. But a coherent one can reshape the world. So ask yourself, where are you divided? Where are you sending mixed signals? One part craving change, the other part gripping fear. One part longing for love, the other part guarding old wounds. One part reaching for freedom, the other part chained to control. This is the hidden prison of incoherence. And it is the reason you feel stuck. But imagine this. Imagine the power of every thought, every feeling, every action moving in the same direction. Imagine the strength of a signal so clear, so sharp, that the field cannot ignore it. That is coherence. That is alignment. That is the key you have been missing. And here is where it becomes urgent. Every day you delay coherence, you multiply the static. Every day you carry fear and doubt alongside desire, you weaken your energy. And while you hesitate, your future waits. Your opportunity waits. Your breakthrough waits. So pause for a moment. Look within. Feel the tension between your dreams and your doubts. Feel the noise in your system. Acknowledge it. Because recognition is the first step to transformation. And then ask yourself this. Do you want to keep living fractured, broken, incomplete? Or do you want to step into wholeness? Because the choice is always yours. No one can align for you. No one can breathe for you. No one can send out your signal but you. If you have felt this prison of incoherence, say it now. Write it in the if. Comments. I see it. I understand it. Because declaring it weakens it. Owning it breaks it. And when it breaks, you step into power. Do not ignore this. Do not dismiss it as coincidence. Your life has been showing you the truth all along. Every mischance, every false start, every moment you felt stuck was pointing to this one reality. Your signal was fragmented. But it does not have to stay that way. The path to coherence is open. The tools are simple. The shift is within you. So I ask you once more, do you want to move forward? Or do you want to remain stuck? Do you want to carry static? Or do you want to send out clarity? Because the field is listening. It is always listening. And the next question is this. How will you make your inner signal strong, pure, and undeniable? The moment you observe yourself, you have already begun to change reality. But have you ever stopped to realize how powerful that truth is? Have you ever wondered what would happen if you turned your awareness inward instead of always chasing? Outward, you have been told your circumstances define you, that your past controls you, that your environment dictates your limits. But what if that was never true? What if the only true power has always been inside you, waiting for you to see it? Science has shown us this in a way that shatters everything we thought we knew. In the famous double-slit experiment, particles of light behave differently depending on whether they were observed. When no one watched, they acted like waves, endless possibilities. But the moment they were observed, they collapsed into form. Observation changed reality. Awareness shaped the outcome. And here is the question you cannot ignore. If a simple act of observation can alter the behavior of particles, what happens when you observe your own mind? What happens when you stop running from your fears and finally turn to look at them? What happens when you shine awareness on the thoughts and beliefs that have been secretly steering your life? This is the moment your role shifts from victim of circumstance to creator of reality. From being shaped by the world to shaping the world itself. Think about it. How many times have you lived on autopilot, repeating the same patterns, believing the same doubts, carrying the same fears? And then you wonder why nothing changes. But the instant you observe yourself, you break the loop. You interrupt the program. You reclaim choice. Let me share a story. A businessman in America once had everything: wealth, status, recognition, until it all collapsed. His company failed. His reputation crumbled. He lost everything he thought defined him. He could have given up. He could have blamed the market, the economy, the world. But instead, he did something most people never do. He observed himself. He looked directly at his own beliefs. And he realized that deep inside, he carried the conviction that he was destined to fail. He saw the pattern that had guided every decision. And once he saw it, he could no longer pretend it was fate. It was belief. It was a program dot, and because he observed it, he could change it. From that shift in awareness, he rebuilt. He created a new company, not from fear, not from desperation, but from clarity. And it became more successful than the first ever was. That is the power of observation. That is the power of awareness. Not passive, not weak, but transformative dot. So I ask you now, what are you refusing to see within yourself? What beliefs have been operating in the shadows, shaping your choices, shaping your reality? And are you brave enough to look? Because the truth is simple. You cannot change what you refuse to observe. You cannot transform what you will not face. But the moment you see it, the moment you bring it into awareness, it begins to dissolve. It loses power over you. This is not about judging yourself. This is not about condemning your past. This is about stepping into the role you are always meant to play. The creator, the architect, the one who shapes reality not by force, but by awareness. Feel the urgency of this. The longer you avoid yourself, the longer you hand your power away. The longer you refuse to look within, the longer you stay stuck in cycles you never chose. And every day you delay, the program grows stronger. But every moment you observe, you take back control. Right now, write it, declare it. I am the creator of my reality. Say it until it vibrates through your being. Say it until your energy shifts. Because when you declare it, you align with it. And when you align with it, reality bends. This is not philosophy. This is not wishful thinking. This is science. This is awareness applied to your own life. This is the principle proven in laboratories, translated into the field of your consciousness. So the next time you feel trapped, stop, observe. The next time fear rises, do not run. Observe. The next time doubt speaks, do not silence it. Observe. Because the act of seeing is the act of shifting. The act of noticing is the act of creating. This is your moment. This is your invitation to stop being a passenger in your own life, to stop waiting for the world to change, to stop blaming circumstances, and to finally accept the truth. You are not defined by what happens to you. You are defined by what you observe and how you choose to respond. And now, one more question lingers. If you are the creator, if observation gives you power, then what about destiny? Does fate really exist? Or is everything simply choice? Destiny is not a script already written. It is the timeline you choose to merge with. But have you ever felt trapped by the thought that everything has already been decided for you? That no matter what you do, the outcome is fixed? That your life is nothing more than a story you were born into? Stop and question this. Is that really true? Or is it just another belief designed to keep you powerless? Because here is the truth few dare to speak. Destiny is not a prison. It is a field of infinite possibilities. And at every moment, you are choosing which path, which version, which timeline to step into. Physics calls this the multiverse. Parallel realities coexisting. Different outcomes branching from every decision, every thought, every vibration you hold. Neuroscience calls this neuroplasticity, the ability of your brain to rewire itself, to break old patterns, to create new connections, to literally reshape who you are and who you become. So ask yourself, if science tells us reality can shift, why do you still believe your fate is sealed? If your brain can change, if your choices can redirect the course of your life, then what is destiny but alignment with one possibility out of many? Think about the moments when everything changed, the chance meeting that altered your future, the single decision that opened a door you never imagined, the moment you said yes instead of no. That was not random. That was you stepping into a different timeline. Now let me share a story. A soldier in America returned home carrying the weight of war. PTSD haunted him. Nightmares consumed him. He believed his future was destroyed. He believed he was broken forever. But then he chose differently. He chose to sit in silence, to breathe, to practice meditation, to rewire his mind step by step. At first, nothing changed. But slowly, the nightmares loosened. The grip of trauma weakened. His brain began to create new connections. And in that process, he stepped into another version of himself. A version no longer defined by war, but by peace. No longer consumed by pain, but by purpose. He went on to build a company that now helps other veterans find healing. A different destiny, born from a different choice. This is the power you hold. You are not locked into one future. You are not chained to a single story. You are standing at the crossroads of infinite timelines, and every thought, every emotion, every action pulls you closer to one of them. But here is where it becomes urgent. When you cling to fear, you align with the timeline of fear. When you carry doubt, you merge with the reality of limitation. When you repeat the story of being powerless, you live in the world where power is forever outside your reach. And yet, the moment you choose differently, you step into another stream, a higher one, a freer one, a timeline where your power is undeniable. So let me ask you again, what if destiny was never written in stone? What if it was liquid flowing, waiting for you to choose where to pour your energy? What if the only thing holding you to a painful future is the belief that you cannot change it? Feel the weight of this, because if destiny is choice, then you are never truly stuck. If destiny is choice, then every limitation becomes temporary. If destiny is choice, then right now you hold more power than you have ever allowed yourself to believe. This is not about denying action. This is not about waiting for miracles to fall from the sky. This is about alignment before action. Choosing the timeline before you step into it. Allowing your energy to decide your reality instead of fear dictating it for you. And so, I invite you in this moment to declare it. Say it with conviction. Write it with certainty. I choose my destiny. One choose my timeline. I choose now. Because the universe responds to clarity. It responds to coherence. And the more decisive your choice, the stronger the timeline becomes. Do not postpone this. Do not delay the life waiting for you. Every second you hesitate, you sink deeper into the timeline of doubt. Every second you wait, you feed the story that you are powerless. But every moment you choose alignment, you create a new reality. So here is your call. If you believe you can choose, if you feel the power rising in you, like a fire that cannot be denied, then show it. Hit like right now. Anchor the choice. Mark the moment. Let your energy say yes, because this is the turning point. The moment where destiny is not something handed to you, but something chosen by you. And now, one final question remains. If infinite timelines exist, if every possibility is waiting, then how do you step into the best one? How do you choose the timeline where your highest potential becomes real? When the heart and the brain sing the same song, the universe answers. But have you ever wondered why you feel torn apart inside? Why your mind races with thoughts? While your chest feels heavy? Why your body is exhausted, even when you have done nothing. This is not coincidence. This is disconnection. The mind pulling one way, the heart pulling another, and your energy stuck in the middle. You try to focus, but your thoughts scatter. You try to relax, but your chest tightens. You try to sleep, but your body will not let go. Have you felt that? Chaos? Have you felt that storm inside you? Science has a name for this. It is called incoherence. And it is destroying your clarity, your focus, your health. But there is also a solution. It is called heart-brain coherence. And once you understand it, everything changes. The HeartMath Institute has shown that when your brain and your heart move in sync, your entire system transforms. Stress drops, immunity rises, focus sharpens, your body returns to balance. And your signal to the universe becomes powerful, precise, undeniable. So ask yourself, what would it feel like to live in harmony? What would it feel like to wake up calm, focused, aligned? What would it feel like to know that your heart and your brain were moving as one? There is a simple practice, not complex, not time-consuming, not something you need to master over years. It is called heart-focused breathing, and it works like this. Place your hand gently on your heart. Slow your breath. Inhale deeply into the area of your chest, as if your breath is moving in and out of your heart. Exhale slowly, calmly, fully. And as you breathe, bring to mind a feeling of gratitude, love, appreciation. Hold it. Let it fill your chest. Let it color your breath. And let your mind soften into that rhythm. In just 2 minutes, your system begins to shift. Your brain waves calm. Your heart rhythm steadies. Your entire body moves toward coherence. And when that happens, your energy field becomes stronger, clearer, more magnetic. Let me share a story. A doctor in America worked with patients suffering from heart disease. Medication alone was not enough. Stress was still killing them. Fear was still breaking them down. So he introduced this practice, heart-focused breathing, just a few minutes each day, and the results were staggering. Blood pressure dropped, anxiety reduced, healing accelerated, not because of new drugs, but because their hearts and brains were finally moving together. This is not theory. This is science. This is coherence. And now I ask you, how long will you keep living in chaos? How long will you keep letting your mind and heart fight each other? How long will you keep sending out a broken signal when you could send out a symphony? Right now, place your hand on your chest. Do it as you listen. Feel your heartbeat. Slow your breath. Inhale into your heart. Exhale from your heart. And notice the shift. Notice the calm. Notice the alignment beginning to rise. This is your power. This is your medicine. This is your key. Because when your heart and your brain sing the same song, the universe answers. It cannot ignore coherence. It cannot resist clarity. It cannot deny harmony. So let us anchor it now. Comment these words. I am connected. Write it. Feel it. Claim it. Because when you declare it, you amplify it. And when you amplify it, you live it. This is not something to postpone. This is not something to push away for later. Your coherence is needed now. Your alignment is needed now. Your power is waiting now. So I will leave you with one question. If your energy became clear, strong, transparent, unstoppable, what actions would you finally take? What dreams would you finally chase? What life would you finally live? It is not about doing more. It is about doing right now. But how many times have you fallen into the trap of endless effort? How many times have you told yourself that if you just work harder, push longer, sacrifice more, everything will finally fall into place? And yet, it does not. You push until you are exhausted. You sacrifice until you are empty. You fight until your body begs you to stop. But success does not arrive. Happiness does not arrive. Fulfillment does not arrive. Why? Because blind effort is not the same as purposeful action. Effort without alignment is like running on a treadmill. You move fast, but you go nowhere. You sweat, but you never arrive. You have been told to glorify hard work, to believe that more hours equal more results. But science shows us something different. Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, in his groundbreaking research on flow, discovered that true performance does not come from pushing harder. It comes from synchronization. It comes from alignment between challenge and skill, between intention and energy, between action and purpose. When you are in flow, you are not forcing. You are not grinding. You are not suffering. You are simply moving with life, and life moves with you. So ask yourself, how much of your life has been wasted in blind effort? How many dreams have you buried under the weight of exhaustion? How many times have you mistaken pain for progress? This is the secret. Action only creates impact when it comes from coherence, from clarity, from intention. Let me share a story. There was an artist in America who lived his life for approval. Every song he wrote, every painting he created, every performance he gave was designed to please others, to gain applause, to earn acceptance. And for years, he failed. His work felt forced. His creativity dried up. His career collapsed until one day he let go. He stopped creating for the world. He stopped chasing validation. And he started creating from within, from connection, from alignment with himself, and everything changed. His art began to flow effortlessly. His work resonated deeply. He found success not by trying harder, but by creating from the place of inner coherence. This is the power of purposeful action. Not more, but aligned. Not harder, but clearer. Not endless effort, but precise impact. Now, feel the urgency of this truth. Every moment you waste in blind effort is a moment stolen from the life you could be living. Every day you grind without alignment, you are pouring energy into emptiness. But every second you act with intention, you collapse reality in your favor. You bend the field toward your vision. You activate flow. So let me ask you, what would your life look like if every action you took carried power? What would it feel like if every step moved you closer, not further, to your vision? What would you create if you were no longer draining yourself through effort, but fueling yourself through alignment? Pause for a moment. Reflect on the difference. One path leads to burnout. The other leads to brilliance. One drains you. The other elevates you. One keeps you trapped. The other sets you free. And here is where you must decide. Will you keep glorifying blind effort? Or will you embrace purposeful action? Will you keep running in circles? Or will you choose the direct path? Will you keep exhausting yourself? Or will you step into flow? The choice is yours. The power is yours. And the time is now. So I invite you to declare it. Say it. Write it. Anchor it in your reality. I act from alignment. I act with purpose. I act now. Feel those words. Let them sink in. Let them rewire the program of your mind. Because the moment you choose alignment over effort, everything changes. Your energy changes. Your focus sharpens. Your results multiply. This is not theory. This is not wishful thinking. This is science. This is psychology. This is the flow state that high performers, artists, athletes, and visionaries have tapped into for centuries. And you can tap into it too. But only if you stop glorifying exhaustion. Only if you stop confusing pain with progress. Only if you start acting with intention. So ask yourself again, if action could redefine you, if action could remake your identity, what would you choose to do today? If one aligned step could change everything, Would you take it now? Because here is the truth. You do not need to do more. You do not need to push harder. You do not need to sacrifice endlessly. You only need to act from coherence, from clarity, from connection. So take this moment seriously. Comment it, claim it. I act from alignment, and let the universe hear it. Let your energy declare it. Because when your actions flow from alignment, you are no longer chasing results. You are embodying them. And now, one final question remains. If action can change everything, then how will you redefine yourself through the actions you choose? Today, you do not need to chase the future, because you are already that version now. But why do you still feel behind? Why do you still believe that everything you want is far away, waiting for some distant day? Why do you keep telling yourself you are not enough yet? This is the trap, the illusion of lack, the story that convinces you to keep running, keep chasing, keep doubting. And the more you chase, the further the future runs from you. But listen carefully. You do not become your higher self one day. You embody your higher self now. It is not about waiting. It is about being. It is not about chasing. It is about embodying. Science confirms this. Neuroscience has shown that when you imagine something vividly, the same regions of your brain activate as if you were actually living it. Your brain does not distinguish between imagination and reality. It wires itself according to what you embody in your thoughts, in your emotions, in your energy. This is why athletes rehearse in their minds before stepping onto the field. This is why vision becomes reality. Think about this. If your brain cannot tell the difference between living it and imagining it, then the moment you embody the future, you begin to collapse it into the present. The moment you act, feel, and think as the higher version of yourself, you are that version. The future is not waiting. It is responding. Let me share a story. An American Olympic athlete had a ritual before every competition. She closed her eyes. She pictured the finish line. She felt the gold medal in her hand. She imagined the sound of the crowd, the weight of victory in her chest, the pride swelling in her heart. And then she stepped onto the track. Her body moved as if the victory had already happened. Her mind guided her as if the race was already won. And when the moment came, reality matched the image. She won, not because she was chasing the future, but because she had already embodied it. So I ask you now, what future are you chasing that you could embody instead? What dream feels distant only because you keep telling yourself it is not yours yet? What if the only thing standing between you and your higher self is the belief that you are not ready? Feel the urgency of this, because every day you wait, you reinforce the illusion of lack. Every moment you chase, you tell your body and mind that you are incomplete. And the universe mirrors that belief back to you. But the instant you decide, the instant you embody, everything shifts. You are no longer waiting. You are living. You are no longer chasing. You are being. And reality cannot resist alignment. So pause. Close your eyes. Imagine yourself already there, already free, already abundant, already powerful. Feel it in your chest. See it in your mind. Breathe it into your body. Because the more you live it now, the faster it materializes around you. This is not fantasy. This is embodiment. This is alignment. This is you becoming your higher self in this moment. And now, declare it. Say it. Write it in the comments. I am already that version. Do not wait. Do not postpone. Anchor it now, because the act of claiming it is the act of embodying it. You do not need to prove yourself worthy. You do not need to wait for permission. You do not need to grind yourself into exhaustion. You only need to embody the version of you that already exists. The version that is confident. The version that is free. The version that is whole. The question is not whether your higher self exists. The question is whether you will allow yourself to step into it today. So let me ask you again. If you already are the version you dream of, then how would you walk today? How would you speak today? How would you choose today? Because here is the truth. Every action you take is either aligning with your lack or embodying your abundance. Every choice you make is either chasing the future or living it now. So choose wisely. Choose powerfully. Choose embodiment. And now, one question lingers. If you already are the higher version, then how do you turn this awareness into a daily habit, a way of life? Power is not in doing more, but in doing less with precision. But have you noticed how often you overcomplicate your life? How often you drown in endless tasks, hoping that more effort will finally lead to peace, success, fulfillment? And yet, the harder you push, the further it seems to slip away. This is not because you are weak. This is not because you are lazy. It is because true power does not come from quantity. It comes from quality. It comes from alignment. It comes from doing less, but doing it right. So let me ask you, what if the breakthrough you seek does not require more work, but a different way of being? What if just a few minutes a day could rewire your brain, calm your nervous system, and realign your energy field? Would you be willing to try? Science already proves it. Studies show that just 10 minutes of meditation per day can significantly reduce cortisol, the hormone of stress. 10 minutes, not hours, not decades. Just a few intentional breaths can begin to transform your reality. So here is a simple practice. One you can begin today. One you can carry with you everywhere. Step 1. Breathe. Slow your breath down. Inhale deeply into your chest. Exhale fully, releasing tension with every breath. Do this for 2 minutes, and your body begins to shift. 2. Focus. Bring your attention into your heart. Place your hand there if it helps. As you breathe, imagine light flowing in and out of your chest. Steady, calm, balanced. Step 3. Affirm. As you breathe into your heart, whisper words of alignment. I am safe. I am connected. I am aligned. Let the words sink. With your breath, let them shape the rhythm of your body. Let them carve a new signal in your mind. That is all. So simple, yet so powerful. Because the universe does not respond to how much you do. It responds to the clarity of your signal. And this practice sharpens your signal until it becomes undeniable. Let me share a story. An IT worker in America reached the point of burnout. Long nights, stress piling up, anxiety consuming him. He thought he had no choice but to quit. But instead, he tried something simple. He began meditating every morning. Not hours, just 15 minutes. At first, he doubted it. At first, nothing seemed to change. But day by day, his body grew calmer. His focus sharpened. His creativity returned. And slowly, he transformed. Not by working more, but by aligning. His energy at the start of each day. He saved his career. He saved his health. He saved himself. This is the secret. Small practices, consistently applied. They shift everything. So let me ask you again. Why chase endless effort when a few aligned moments could change your state? Why drown in noise when silence holds the key? Why keep exhausting yourself when true power comes from stillness, coherence, intention? Right now, anchor it. Put your hand on your chest. Take one deep breath. Feel it move into your heart. Exhale slowly. And as you do, declare it. Say it out loud or write it below. I begin today. I choose alignment. I am ready now. Do not underestimate this. This is not small. This is not trivial. This is the shift. This is the doorway to coherence. This is the practice that rewires your body and your brain. And remember, The universe is not counting your hours. It is responding to your signal. Make the signal clear. Make it strong. Make it aligned, Dot. So I ask you, will you keep exhausting yourself with blind effort? Or will you choose the simple practices that bring you back into coherence? Will you keep chasing, or will you begin to align? Because the choice is here. The choice is now. And the path is simple. If you are ready, show it. Tap the heart. Anchor the moment. Declare that you begin today. Because your future depends not on how much you do, but on how aligned you are when you do it. And now the question becomes this: what happens when you live not in moments of alignment, but in a constant state of coherence? What reality would unfold if your signal stayed strong every single day? You are no longer the one who struggles. You are the one who creates. But do you feel it? Do you sense the shift inside you? The quiet voice telling you that you are not who you were yesterday. This is the rebirth of belief. The moment when the old story no longer controls you. The moment when the weight of doubt falls away. The moment when you step out of survival and into creation. Look back for a second. You began this journey trapped in old beliefs. Beliefs that told you success must equal sacrifice. That struggle was sacred, that your worth depended on how much you endured. Those beliefs chained you. They kept you small. They kept you blind. Then came the disconnection, the painful awareness that your heart and your mind were pulling against each other. You wanted change, but you feared failure. You wanted love, but you feared rejection. You wanted freedom, but you clung to control. And your signal was broken. Your energy was fragmented. Your reality reflected the chaos within. But something happened. You began to see. You began to breathe. You began to connect. Heart to brain. Thought to feeling. Intention to action. You discovered coherence. And for the first time, your signal grew clear. From there, you learned action was never about doing more. It was about doing right. Not blind effort, but purposeful steps. Not exhaustion, but alignment. And when you shifted, life responded. Opportunities appeared. Ideas flowed. Energy returned. This is not coincidence. This is not luck. This is creation. This is you, awakening as the architect of your own life. And science supports this. Neuroplasticity shows us that your brain is not fixed. It rewires itself with every thought, every choice, every experience. The moment you changed your belief, you changed your brain. The moment you changed your brain, you changed your life. Let me share a story. A single mother in America lived buried in debt. Every day was survival. Bills piling up, fear consuming her. She believed her life was over. That struggle was her destiny. But then she began to shift. She observed her beliefs. She saw the lie that told her she was powerless, and she rewrote it. She declared herself a creator. She acted with alignment, not desperation. She built a small business. Day by day, she nurtured it with intention, and it grew until she had freedom, until she had abundance, until she was no longer the victim of circumstance, but the architect of her destiny. That is rebirth. That is the power of belief when it transforms. So now I ask you, what old story are you ready to let die? What belief has chained you for years that you are finally ready to bury? Because you cannot step into creation while clinging to the identity of struggle. You cannot embody the new while protecting the old. Something must end for something greater. To begin, this is the urgency. Every moment you carry the old belief, you drag the past into your present. Every time you replay the old story, you give it life again. But the moment you let go, the moment you release, you open space for rebirth. And in that space, creation begins. So declare it now. Write it, speak it, claim it. I choose new life. I choose rebirth. I choose to create. Feel those words move through you, not as empty affirmations, but as truth. Because the more you declare, the more your brain rewires. The more your body believes, the more your energy aligns. You are not becoming. You are remembering. You are not waiting. You are embodying. You are not struggling. You are creating. And now, as this chapter closes, a new question rises. If you are no longer the struggler, if you are now the creator, then what is the final step to anchor this energy forever? What is the last key to ensure you never fall back into the old story again? Because the journey is not over. It is only beginning, and the final step will seal your transformation. This moment is your turning point, but will you take it? Will you let this be the second you rewrite your story forever? Or will you walk away, carrying the same doubts, the same struggles, the same weight you were born to release? Listen carefully. You do not need to do more. You do not need to fight harder. You only need to become more, to embody more, to align more deeply with who you already are. Science is clear. When you take immediate action, when you anchor anew, decision in the present, your brain strengthens that pathway 3 times more than if you delay. That means this moment is not casual. This moment is not small. This moment is a multiplier. Every second you hesitate, the old program grows stronger. But every step you take now, every comment, every choice, every declaration, rewires you into the life you were meant to live. So ask yourself, are you willing to waste another day, another week, another year? Or are you ready to claim the new you now? Let me remind you of the journey. You saw the old beliefs. You saw how struggle was glorified, how disconnection held you back, how blind effort kept you small, and you broke it. You discovered coherence. You discovered embodiment. You discovered purposeful action. You declared yourself the creator. And step by step, you were reborn. Now you stand at the edge of something greater. Not just personal change, but collective transformation. Because when one person shifts, the ripple spreads. When one heart aligns, others feel it. And when communities rise in coherence, the world cannot stay the same. This is not theory. This is happening. In America, entire groups have begun practicing heart-brain coherence together. Thousands of lives changed, health restored, relationships healed, opportunities created, a movement born from alignment. And now it is your turn to be part of that wave. Your choice is not just for you. It is for your family. It is for your community. It is for the future that will be written through your energy. So let us anchor it together. Write it below. Say it with conviction. I allow it to be easy. Type those words. Claim those words. Because when you declare it, you embody it. And when you embody it, you radiate it into the field. Do not stop there. Share this message. Spread it to those who are still trapped in struggle. Those who are still blind to their own power. Because the more we share coherence, the stronger it grows. The more we share alignment, the faster the field shifts. And one more thing. If you are ready to continue this journey, if you feel the fire that has been lit inside you, do not let it fade. Stay connected, stay committed, stay aligned. Hit subscribe now and walk this path with us. Because your story is not finished. This is only the beginning. So I ask you one last time, will you let this be the moment you break free? Will you let this be the moment you say yes to ease, yes to coherence, yes to creation? The universe is listening. Your future is listening. And the choice you make now will echo through every timeline ahead. Anchor it. Comment now. I allow it to be easy. Share this video can spread coherence. Subscribe and walk with us into the higher version of yourself. because this moment is your turning point. And if you have recreated yourself, then the only question left is this: what will you do next?